I think I'll start off with a bit of joke, though I know that it's not a great thing. There was a group of men, so some of them were asked to stand in two lines. So one was where they all looked up to their wives for advice, and the other one was where they they took decisions on their own. So they were asked, so everyone stood in the queue where they always looked up to their wife for advice. But one man neither stood here nor there. So they asked him, why are you doing this? So they told him, no, I have to ask my wife which queue to stand. So now, that may be a joke, but what is happening in reality is that, women are playing a key role in agriculture these days. But the unfortunate thing is that they face problem in getting funds from banks and NBFCs. So this is a big issue that really seems to be, sort of setback for women farmers. So we will, what's happening is about over 80% of female farmers are denied bank loans compared to 43% of men. This is because, we are looking at what really is the issue. So this panel will look into that particular issue, what's really happening. So we'll first ask Mr. Ravi, because he's more into the ground, interacting with farmers and other things. So what exactly are women farmers facing as far as getting loans are concerned?
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Subramani, and good afternoon to everyone. It's ironic that we are talking about women financing solution and 4 men are talking about it, and I would like to believe we are well-intentioned men and looking to try to solve this problem for sure. Subramani, I would like that there are 2 parts of the question, right? That what kind of challenges they're facing, is there any bias which a woman face in getting a loan, and how they as a borrower do, right? How they actually perform. I think the second part of the question, that women as a borrower is quite a good group, and we have seen time and again that women have been good borrower and they have been paying on time. As per our experience, for whatever credit program which we have run, they have been good. They have been doing consistently well, much better than the average, and of course better than the male counterpart. Second part, whether there is a bias in getting for a woman to get a financing solution. I'll say women access to credit is of course is a bit of issue, but it's more of a structural issue and less of an intentional bias. And this structural issue is primarily coming from lack of land ownership, lack of documentation. We have seen they don't have credit history or credit rating. They are mostly new to credit, and even the literacy in terms of the financial literacy is also much more lesser there, and hence a kind of lesser number of women get access to financial credit, especially in rural and micro enterprises. Yeah.
I would address this question to Mr. Anupam. Now, what I want to know is there a gender bias, or are financial institutions looking women at as a higher risk?
So, if I talk about I'll take an example of KCC that was discussed previously also. There is a eligibility criteria that you got to have आपको land होना चाहिए आपके पास, तभी आपको मिलेगा. But अगर आप उस land को tendency basis पे उस पे produce कर रहे हैं, that cannot be उसके ऊपर easily funding नहीं मिलती है. So those are the kind of challenges जो कि face हो रहे हैं ground level पे. जो policies हैं उसके साथ collateral चाहिए. उसमें ये define नहीं हो रहा है अगर कोई कुछ काम कर रहा है उससे output आ रहा है, depending upon वो lady अगर उस farm के ऊपर produce कर रही है एंड उन्होंने वो लैंड को रेंट पे लिया है उस पे काम करने के लिए, तो उसके बेसिस पे भी उनको फंडिंग होना चाहिए. दिस इज़ वेयर आई सी देयर इज़ अ प्रॉब्लम. बट देन एट किसान धन वी डू फंडिंग टू FPOs. सो वी हैव ऑलमोस्ट इम्पैक्टेड लाइव्स ऑफ अराउंड 7 lakh farmers, right? We have around 130 FPOs with us right now, and in those FPOs हमारे पास more than 50,000 ladies, women are available, and we have some FPOs which are purely focused on women. So it is about आप लोग as a organization, if I am a private sector financial services organization, so my focus is, and the name of the organization is Kissandhan. So हम लोग आप महाराष्ट्र में जाएं, राजस्थान में जाएं, उड़ीसा में जाएं, MP में जाएं, हम लोग अवेलेबल हैं. एंड इन द लास्ट माइल, क्योंकि हमारा बिजनेस लाइन ही कुछ ऐसा है. बट गिवन दैट टुडे ऑल्सो वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट अगर बोले, और अगर हम रूरल एरियाज़ की बात करें, तो वहाँ पे जो लैंड है या प्रॉपर्टी है, उसको अगर हम जॉइंट ओनरशिप के ऊपर प्रमोट करें, मोस्टली जो लैंड होती है, प्रॉपर्टी होती है, दैट इज़ इन द नेम ऑफ द हस्बैंड. सो द वाइफ इज़ लाइक यू नो शी इज़ अ साइलेंट वर्कर, दो शी इज़ डूइंग लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. वो घर का काम भी कर रही है, वो फार्मिंग भी कर रही है, प्रोड्यूस में भी हेल्प कर रही है. उनको उनसे ज़्यादा नॉलेज होती है, एंड दे आर बेटर यू नो डिसिप्लिन्ड. अगर मैं बोलूँ तो उस हिसाब से उनको हर चीज़ की डिटेलिंग पता होती है. सो उस चीज़ पे फोकस करके, रादर देन अगर हम बोले कि कोलैटरल होना चाहिए उसी के ऊपर लेंडिंग करें, वी एट किसानधन डू नॉट लुक एट दैट. वी ऑल्सो से कि अगर आप कुछ काम कर रहे हैं और उससे आपको अर्निंग हो रही है, उससे भी हम आपको फंडिंग दे सकते हैं.
Mr. Ajay Kumar Jha. Sir, SBI is one of the leading institutions as far as lending finance is concerned, and you would have seen, you would have tackled all this problem. What exactly is the problem from your side? Because we are seeing from this side. So from that side, we have to come to that side. So what exactly are the problems from your side, or what are the hurdles that you see from your side?
Two major points I got from this question and the discussion. I got major 2 points. First question is whether we rate the higher risk to the women borrower, and second is any kind of gender bias. So from the SBI point of view, I tell you, we always rate very high to the women borrower. Our data consistently showing the repayment behavior and the credit discipline among the women borrower is very high, sir, better than the male member. Now point, that is why we always prefer the borrower, individual borrower, or one of the borrowers should be women in any kind of non-individual entity. For that, see, our panel was also discussing the problem is the ownership of the land. But now, sir, what I exactly want to say, so far SBI is concerned, since last 5 to 6 years, we have now promoting the farmers, the borrower, from producer to processor. Now we do not want a borrower should be continuously as a producer. वो किसान की तरफ फसल उगाने के काम में ही सिर्फ ना रहें. That is also there. We finance for KCC loan for producing the crop also. But what we think, a lot many things are in diversification of the portfolio. You need to be a processor now. Along with if you are a producer, now you have to shift to the processor. What I exactly want to say, the complete value chain we are ready to finance. Every product we have, from sowing the seed to the secondary processing unit. Now the people need, the customer need, if you have land ownership, as our panelist suggested, there is issue in financing in KCC loans, sir, where land is the primary thing where you have to grow the crop. But if you do not want to crop, many things are connected in value chain of the agri product, like primary storage capacity, you can go for cold storage unit you can go for, then for transportation, then for primary processing unit, then primary processing unit, it means sorting kind of thing, and secondary processing unit, then the retailer, the exporter, then ultimately to the end user. This is the value chain. My suggestion is the only small problem is there that the land ownership, but that too is for the growing to the farmer. If they are involved in only the farming, but there are a lot of things beyond the farming.
So does that mean that you are encouraging women farmers to go
Yeah.
ahead further?
Yes.
I mean, to look ahead, look into value addition,
Yes,
which
yes.
again even the government or the other organizations are looking at.
Yes.
So that's the outlook of.
Yes, if you permit, I will add 2 lines more. You need not to confine for growing the crop. What I tell you, dairy is there, sir. Poultry is there. A small kind of milk shop you can have. A small kind of processing like thing you have. And entire type of product. For your entire need, we have the product. For entire need, whatever you want to do in agri product or in anything, we have the product. Just you have to move forward as an entrepreneur, not confined to up to the farmer.
Mr. Ravi Kumar, what exactly are these problems? What sort of hurdles are these problems for women farmers?
See, the first problem, which I think both of our panelists have talked about, is the land ownership thing. See, for our women farmer, and we work with a lot of smallholder farmer, what we have seen, the requirement of loan size is very small. They are working at 0.5 acre, 1 acre, 1.5 acre. In that case, जो loan size होता है उनका इतना छोटा होता है कि for maybe financial institution, and it become maybe very difficult to serve, to go to that extent and serve them for a small land size, right? Secondly, for women, there is a lower mobility to bank. वो हमने देखा है कि वो घर के काम या फिर जो खेती में काम कर रहे हैं उससे छोड़ के वो बैंक वाले काम में they don't feel a lot of comfortableness is still not there. The thing is progressing, but वो comfort नहीं है. फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी कम है, राइट, एंड असेट ओनरशिप नहीं है. उसकी वजह से हमने देखा है कि जो उनकी पहुंच होनी चाहिए वो थोड़ी कम है. नाउ व्हाट चैलेंजेस इट कॉज फॉर अ वुमन इज दैट in absence of getting a formal lending, they then revert to informal lending. Either they will tap to their own saving, which is not a recommended thing because those saving can actually help them during bad times, but they then revert to informal lending, which is generally at a higher cost of capital. They then don't get access to right input, which they can use in agriculture to improve their productivity, and their income at the end get disturbed or it get impacted. So that's why this particular thing of getting access to formal credit at a lower cost of cultivation is very much necessary for a woman.
This question is I'm addressing to both Mr. Anupam and Mr. Ajay, but first I'll come to Mr. Anupam. So how does your organization go about tackling these issues?
So at Kissandhan, we have various options. So one is joint lending groups. So there, Kissandhan has got a large portfolio across the rural belt in the states that I just mentioned, which is Rajasthan, MP, we have in Maharashtra, we have in Odisha. So the ticket size there, goes to like 50,000 rupees also. So that's where we are trying to put in our way. We are tying up, we are doing it on our own Kissandhan ke books maybe. Plus we have tied up with the various banks so that we can actually go and reach out to the last mile. Apart from that, हम लोग FPOs भी कर रहे हैं. उसके साथ वुमेन बेस्ड FPOs को हमारा जो क्रेडिट क्राइटेरिया है दैट इज़ अ लिटिल डिफरेंट over and above जो completely there are farmers where are males and there is a higher percentage of women farmers over there. Then we do also sessions, educative sessions for the women to let them know what is financial literacy. What exactly is credit all about? वो credit कैसे use कर सकते हैं? उसके बाद हमने helplines भी create कर रखी हैं women के लिए, so that they can call up Kissandhan helpline for any kind of support that they require. So that is the kind of initiative at Kissandhan हमने लिया है. See, primarily अगर मैं बात करूँ Kissandhan हमारा larger group है. हम लोग warehouse management करते हैं, commodity management करते हैं. Almost number 3 in the country today. So through this NBFC, which is Kissandhan, हमको access मिलता है to the rural belt, जहाँ पे किसान है वो हमारे पास आके अपना प्रोड्यूस भी रखते हैं, वहाँ से हमको एक्सेस मिलता है इन कस्टमर्स का. तो हमारे पास पूरा सेल्स फोर्स है, क्रेडिट सपोर्ट है, सिस्टम सपोर्ट है, एग्री सेगमेंट में रीच आउट करने का टू वुमेन ऑल्सो. सो दैट्स हाउ वी आर प्लेइंग अ पार्ट इन दिस.
I think your question is how to address this or the hurdle we are facing.
What your organization has been addressing these particular issues?
Right. Exactly what I told earlier also. The little challenge is there, the ownership of land that our friend told already. But now I request you to move forward. For that, State Bank of India has lot many initiatives. I will start first that you all are aware through SHG we are financing a lot, and I tell you about around 15% of our agri portfolio of 4 trillion as on date, 15% is SHG portfolio. It means you can imagine how much we finance to the women through SHG. So this is the flagship program of the government of India also, and we have different kind of product, including Lakpati also. This is the member of the SHG only. SHG sponsored by NRLM, again the direct linkage, and Lakpati Didi also. This is the very unique product. Then to connect the women with the bank, you all are aware that since PMJDY regime, now women have connected to the bank in any way. Their accounts are with us. So how we sell our product, how we have targeted, we have now the feet on street people in every village. And recently we are going to hire 50,000 more. What they do, village wise they have been targeted, they have been assigned the villages. They go there, contact the household. Every household is being contacted by them, and they sell the product. First they educate them, what kind of product, they understand their need, and guide them what kind of product you can avail from the bank. And that way also we are providing the credit facility to the bank. Again, sir, again I will talk the agri value chain. We are doing very good. We are leader in the country in agri value chain financing. A small thing, apart from the KCC, apart from the growing the crop. Small things like dairy. Again, you can, you may be the entrepreneur. We can finance for a storing facility. We can finance for this small milk booth. And we can finance for every big product also. And you will imagine these entire kind of horticulture, floriculture, polyhouse, entire kind of thing you can think. And I make it clear here, my friend was also discussing the challenges, collateral type of thing. Now I tell you, the government of India has very good scheme for credit guarantee in the form of CGTMSE and CGFMU. Up to 1 crore, in some cases up to 2 crore also, you can avail the loan without any collateral. So now there is no need, and bank also prefer that kind of credit guarantee, because we have many hurdles to create the mortgage of the land, and then if it is default, the process of the legal recovery is there. Instead, we prefer the credit guarantee, and we prefer collateral-free loan. That is why these are the things in our bank for smooth, seamless funding to the farmers and the women in particular. And for women also, we have a special product with concessional rate of interest also, sir, in some product.
I address this question to Mr. Anupam. Now, what sort of policy initiatives do you think the government has to come up with to ease funding to farmers, especially women farmers?
So, as we just talk about CGTMSE. Now, when we talk about CGTMSE, yes, it allows us to give guarantee against these loans. But when we are talking about women farmers or agriculture, women who are engaged in agriculture, there should be a separate policy under CGTMSE to give more benefits to the women farmers who are into agri and to promote them more. Apart from that, simplified KCC norms that we should be looking at for women who are into agri space. It can be more lenient. We are a private organization, so at our level, we also try to create a separate policy for women who are into agri space, whether it's an FPO or whether it's a GLG. So we try to accommodate them and first-time borrowers. बहुत अच्छे चलते हैं वो फर्स्ट टाइम borrowers, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता है, उनका परफॉर्मेंस इज वेरी गुड, जो हमने देखा है स्पेसिफिकली इन द स्पेस वेयर वी हैव मोर वुमेन. Apart from that, I would say recognize women cultivators as farmers. We should start looking at them as farmers, independent of the land title, independent of the collateral. So that is the thought that we carry around this.
Mr. Ajay Kumar, would you like to add to this policy initiatives, what you're looking forward to?
Sir, what I think adequate policies are there as on date. But in addition to those, my 1-2 point I want to add. The first is you identify the opportunity. Actually, products are there, policies are there. We need the identification of opportunity. A study should be undertaken, what kind of opportunity should be identified, and then what kind of product to be sold to them. Second, sir, lot many discussion were held in last panel also, the women empowerment. That is very, very important, sir. Women now need to be entrepreneur. They have to decide for entrepreneurship as far policy is concerned. Definitely certain kind of thing that our panelists were telling. The separate kind of little benefit like credit guarantee, more credit guarantee should be there. As far as the fees is concerned, annual fee, in some cases it is paid by the bank also. In some cases government is also paying, but it should be for women, at least it should be borne either by the government or bank also. Bank, in some cases banks is also bearing the fee. This kind of thing we can add there.
Mr. Ravi Kumar, because you're on the field, I would like to know if there are any anecdotes where farmers have themselves come forward to help their wives or their women folks at home to, to get over these problems of loans and other things.
Yeah. I think very interesting question. We run a program called Better Life Farming, and incidentally Kalyani was one of our very first woman entrepreneur who is from this program. And I think we have now more than 80 plus women agri entrepreneurs across. Most of these entrepreneurs are in eastern state, eastern UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, right? And we have about 1,600 such centers. Now we have seen all these women in, I can say unequivocally, in most of the women agri entrepreneur case, their male counterpart has come forward to help them to actually set up their business. And especially in case of credit also. Now I can give some example. One of our women entrepreneur who is based out of Odisha near Puri. She runs a small shop. She is also a BSc, MSc chemistry, and she runs the agri input shop. Her husband, when the woman is gone out, he sits in the shop and take care of the shop when she is not there. For all the supply chain thing where the material movement is required, the husband come forward and do the movement. The woman runs the shop, take care of the customer, do the cash flows and all the financing thing. We have a lot of our women agri entrepreneur in Jharkhand, right, where like Kalyani, who are actually doing lot of work with the support of either their husband or with the support of their son. So we have seen that all these women entrepreneurs, because when they become an entrepreneur, their standing in the family also improve, right? They bring capital to the family, they bring savings to the family, they bring income to the family. And once they become like that, they have a higher decision-making process and their respect increases. So all other family members, especially men, come forward to support them.
And this question I would start with Mr. Ajay Kumar. Sir, what sort of social awakening do you think will help improve overcome these problems?
Yeah. Sir, mainly this is financial literacy drivers targeted to rural women. This is very, very much requirement, sir. The scenario, though it has been changed now, a male member has also understood that the women can lead any entrepreneur or any kind of this activity very efficiently, because what I believe, and it is true also, the woman is a perfect manager and CEO can be was. If you see the schedule from morning to evening and the night, how they manage the things, it is very, very good. That way, the first thing, financial literacy, it is very, very required. Encouraging daughters land inheritance right. What I see was, if we will start this thing now, if we will start to give the inherent land to the daughters or the name of the daughters in our land, the land ownership issue later on, it will be resolved permanently. In some states, now the joint ownership of land is being done in some state, in southern region also. But the basic thing, if you start since beginning, since childhood, if you start the ownership and inherent property to in the name of the daughter, it will solve the very big problem for the in future. And this is little theoretically, when society recognizes women as an independent economic agent, credit inclusion naturally. So we will have, as a society member, in the society we will have to identify, we will have to recognize them that she may lead the any kind of entrepreneur, any kind of activity, any kind of business, then it will be started naturally.
Anupam ji, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So what I think, what at Kissandhan we think is that rather than calling the lady of the house as the farmer's wife, it should be called a woman farmer, because she is also trying to do something for the house, for running the show. So she's a kind of a 50-50 shareholder in all the things that is happening, or maybe the 100%, because she's managing the house also and the outside world also. Apart from that, they should be given access to individual bank accounts, and as mentioned in one of the discussions that they don't have access to mobile phones. They should be given access to smartphones so that they can try and find out new ways and new things of ways of doing things. In fact, in my experience with previous organizations, I have seen while doing micro lending that the whole family has got just one phone, and we are taking the lady as a co-applicant, and she does not have a phone number. So that is where, I mean, yes, she is part of the whole scheme of things, but she does not have that basic thing as a mobile phone. So, that should be provided, and joint decisioning should be allowed. That should be brought to the forefront. And women who are doing well in the, as agri entrepreneurs, they should be celebrated, so that more women who are into this space, they get motivated by looking at the success stories, कैसे किया उन्होंने. So उसका भी हम लोगों को promotion करना चाहिए. So that is what I.
Yeah, Mr. Ravi Kumar.
I think I endorse the view which both of our co-panelists have given. So I think a woman, as in terms of finance, I think it's not only a banking issue but also a societal recognition issue, right? That we have to see women not as a laborer or a woman who is working in the field for 8 to 10 hours and without any decision right. We need to see them, she has land ownership. If she can participate in joint KCC account, if she can be part of asset ownership, if she can be given digital literacy, if she can take part in a lot of other things within the home and within the society at large, right? So I think women ability to get loan is not stopped because they are a weak borrower, but rather I will say the society has to see them as a able, strong economic asset. I think if that's the starting point, then I think a lot of problem can be solved.